Hey guys, welcome back to Just Piddlin Barbecue. Today I've got two treats for you. The first thing is I'm going to be cooking a standing rib roast. Now this is something that'll be good over the holidays for your family and friends, or if you want to do it for your New Year's gathering, that'll be good as well. So that's going to be great. The second thing is what I'm going to be cooking it on. I'm going to be cooking it on a Traeger Ironwood 885. Now you've certainly not seen it on my channel, but some of you may never seen it at all. So this will be a treat as well, so stay tuned. Okay, first things first. This is a small standing rib roast. It's only 4.5 pounds. It's got 2 bones. I picked it up because I found it on sale and got a really good deal on it. It is a USDA Angus. It's choice, but it has really good marbling in it for a choice, so I was pretty impressed with that. Now, one of the things I want you to be aware of, these standing rib roasts come with a piece of skin over the top, and it'll be right on the top, but it peels pretty much right off. If you run your knife through it as you're pulling it, it'll come right off, and it exposes some silver skin, and you're going to want to get that off. There's not a whole lot, but you do want to get it off. I've also Frenched the bones, and that really means just cut some of that fat and meat away for a nice little presentation. So I've done that, and now we're going to inject. I talked about injecting on the live stream the other night. I don't ever inject my pork butts because they usually have enough fat running through the meat. But with this thing, I figured I'd go ahead and inject it, and I had some injection in the cabinet that a friend of mine, Jonathan, I helped cook a little bit down in Valdosta. He gave me some of this Butcher Barbecue prime rib injection, and so I figured this would be a great time to use that. So I've mixed up, because this one's small, I've only mixed up about 2 tablespoons of the dry injection mix with about a cup of water, and I stirred that up real good. So now let's get to injecting. Now I'm not going to go super heavy. I'm going to go through on both sides kind of at an angle. Shoot it a little bit. Shoot it a little bit. And then when I come out, I'm going to put my finger over the hole just to keep some of that stuff from oozing out. Some of it's going to ooze out, and that's okay. That'll let you know that you got enough in there. And this is going to add tons of flavor to this. Now I'm going to go on the other side and do the same thing. Now I'm going to turn it right side up like it's going to be sitting on the smoker. I'm going to go right in between the bones. Just plump that up a little bit. Just a little bit at a time. It's not going to take much. And that's about all I'm going to do. That looks pretty good. And you can smell that injection. I mean, it's like a real rich beef broth au jus type smell, so that's going to go really well with it. Now, what are we going to put on the outside? A lot of people make a lot of different mixtures. A lot of people do it dry. Do it however you want. Again, I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Okay, and if you'd like to try it, then go for it. I'm going to rub it down with some pesto. Now, I'm going to use all of this pesto, so it doesn't really matter that I'm touching the jar because it's going to go in the trash. Okay, I'm just going to get this pesto out and rub it all on the outside of the standing rib roast. You got the olive oil, you got the garlic, you got all of the herbs, in there, and it's going to go really well with this rib roast. Get it standing up here. And you know, a lot of people make their own wet rub, as they call it. But what I have found is basically what they're making is pesto. And I already had this in the refrigerator, so there again, make it easy on yourself. Okay? Very nice, very nice. And that looks really good. I'm going to get the underside as well with the last of it. Okay. Now, one more thing that I do want to do, because this is such a big piece of meat, even though it's 4.5 pounds, it is a thick piece of meat, is add some salt. Now, the salt that I'm going to use is some Jacobsen's cherry wood smoked salt. I think this will go really well with this big piece of meat. And we're just going to sprinkle that on right over the top. Give it a little mash. Turn it over. Now this was tied from the store, but I untied it so that I could do a little bit of trimming, and then I tied it back just to make sure that everything stays together. You can really smell the smoke from this salt as well. Smells good. Alright, so now we've got it seasoned, salted, and now we're going to let this sit for probably about 30 minutes to an hour and just let everything kind of come together. Now, one more quick note. If you're going to do something like this, do not take it straight out of the refrigerator, season it, and put it on the grill, because the outside of it may have come up to room temp, but the inside is still going to be really cold. And so you want everything from the outside all the way into the center of the meat to be the same temperature when you put it on, and you're going to get a more even cook. All right, now this is the Ironwood, the Traeger Ironwood 885. Nice big grill, nice heavy lid. It's a double wall construction. From what I understand, this is a European version. I don't think it's offered in the States, but Traeger does have an Ironwood that they're coming out with, or they may have already had some out. But it's got a different controller than this controller, I believe, and a couple of different minor details. You know, my brother, he brought this over and then left it at the house, and it's been sitting here. And so I want you to leave some comments below and tell me, you know, if a friend or a family member leaves a grill at your house, at what point does it become yours? Because I think it's been here long enough that it should be mine by now. So leave a comment and let me know what you think. Plenty of space. It is a barrel shape, but it's shaped more like the Traeger Timberline. As far as it's oblong, it's taller than it is wide. And so I like that because you can fit a lot of different stuff in here. Beer can chickens and big tall hams and stuff like that. So anyway, thought it'd be something different to use and to show you guys. And we're fixing to fire it up and get this thing going. Alright, so I've got the Traeger Ironwood set at 250 degrees. It's almost up to temp. I'm fixing to put it on, go ahead and put it on. It's at 236, 237 right now, and it'll settle out at about 250. We're going to keep it on there until it reaches an internal temperature of about 125, 130, and then take it off, tin it, let it rest. We want to run a medium rare to a medium, preferably medium for us. But cook it however you like. We're using hickory pellets, so let me say that. And I've got a rib rack on here. It's kind of a straight rib rack, and I'm going to set it on top of that rib rack just to give it enough surface area all the way around so it gets plenty of smoke all the way around the whole standing rib roast. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get it on. Right there in the middle. Get it closed. And again, we're going to let it go to about 125, 130. There's going to be some carryover cook with it. And I'll give you some updates. Alright folks, we've reached an internal temperature of 130 degrees roughly. It's a little bit different temperature at different spots. Just wanted to show you. Got my brother Harley right there.
Hey guys.
He came to visit, bearing gifts. He's just like Santa Claus. And we're going to partake in this standing rib roast. We're fixing to get this thing off. I'll show you, get you a close up. Look at the juices coming off of it. I'm fixing to wrap it up real quick and let it rest for probably about 30 or 45 minutes, maybe longer. Let it do some carryover. Let those juices settle back into the meat. And then it'll be time for a taste test. Alright guys, we've been letting this rest probably for about an hour or so. Me and my brother, we got out there talking, and you know how that goes. So it's been resting for about an hour. Now we're fixing to cut into it. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of these strings. Get those out of the way. And it has rested nicely. It has some carryover cook, and it's actually started to come back down a little bit. Now when I pulled it, there were sections where it was about 130, 135 almost. So we will see how it goes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow these bones all the way around so that I got a nice surface to cut on when we get done. So let's do that first. And I'm just following the bone. Very nice. And there we go. So now I got a nice flat surface I can get some slices out of. So now let's get that first slice. Very nice, medium rare. Juices are everywhere, and it's been resting for an hour. There we go, guys. See if I can get another slice. Very nice. Let's get these over to the plate. And one thing left to do, and that's give it a taste test. Now again, we injected it with some of the Butcher's Barbecue prime rib injection, and then we coated it with just a pesto and put it on the Traeger Ironwood 885. Now here we go. As tender and as juicy as you ever want to get. That's beautiful. Look at that right there. Give this a try. It's a great main course for holidays, Christmas, New Year's, family and friends. Share it. Until next time, I'll be Piddlin. And this is the result. I love it.